Parts of you are invisible.
If I just,
Oh, don't
like,
lift your arm. Oh, stop. It's messing up your green screen and everything. You just jacked everything up because you moved the screen. Now I have to go
Stay
in and fix
dead
it.
still.
Jesus Christ, Kerry.
this is so I can't do. I am the
Okay, you're not
most
invisible right
fidgety
now.
person.
Stop. Don't move. Okay. You literally can't move for the rest of the show. You just stay in that position and talk. You may move your lips and that's it. Don't you talk. Don't you do it. All right, we're live on all sources. Let's go.
Welcome into the Nerded Up Podcast.
Welcome into the Nerded Up Podcast. I am Josh Beard at Josh Beard Radio on Twitter. As always, I'm leading this travesty of a show. Kerry's probably going to be invisible. That's Kerry at Hot Ice. Kerry Hot Ice Craig at Hot Ice. Don't move, Kerry.
I can't.
At Hot Ice on
You
Twitter.
said I could move my lips.
You can only move your lips, but you're moving your body too much. I can see it. And as usual, the most loyal of my cohorts, Stefen Mazone at Mazons on Twitter. We got a lot of cool stuff to talk about tonight. I'm gonna probably ask them some questions real fast so I can share things out to places. But we're gonna talk about some of the TV cancellations and renewals. We're gonna talk about, or we're gonna review the Destiny 2 Warmind DLC a week later. Kerry and Stefen have a lot more time into it than I do, but I will explain why I haven't played it as much whenever we get to that point. But we also want to talk about what am I saying? We also want to talk about the releases that we have left in May. Movie releases, game release. There's only one game release that I really care about, and I can tell you right now, Kerry and Stefen won't give any shits at all about this game. But I'm excited for it. And then there's two movies that we should care about, and only one that we actually care about that are releasing in May. So we'll get into that in just a second, but you guys, you know I had to bring this up, and you knew I was going to talk about it because I want to know first thing in the show. Also, my shirt's real wrinkly. I didn't feel like it was that wrinkly when I put it on. Why is my shirt so wrinkly? Anyway,
It's a little late.
Shut up, Kerry. Anyway, so how do you guys feel about we've peaked as a show? Like we've been a thing for about a year, and oh man, we're making headway on Facebook. Look, everybody likes our Game of Thrones takes, and then they want more from us. Okay, cool. And then Facebook's like, nah, fuck the algorithm, and it screwed us immensely. And then we decided, you know what, we should have gone on YouTube from the beginning, and we haven't been able to gain much traction until today. Jesus Christ. I spit
Just was wrecking everything.
So much.
I just spit everywhere. Until today, I put out a video explaining the Yanni Laurel phenomenon, and it's at about 35,000 views. So, naturally, I wanted to ask you fine gentlemen how you feel that the peak of Nerded Up was me doing a video about such an inconsequential, crappy topic. Kerry, you go first.
I think it's indicative of the state of the world that we're in today, and very much a harbinger of the doom that will befall this entire civilization.
That's a bit much, right?
No, because the only fucking thing that took off was you being a dumb shit because you were confused. That's it.
I wouldn't say I was confused.
Your mind was so addled, you couldn't fucking think when you were talking to us earlier.
No, it's not that I was confused by what was happening. I clearly heard the word Laurel over and over and over again. I was confused as to why there were people trying to make me go crazy by telling me they heard Yanni. Where in the hell do you get Yanni from Laurel? It makes no sense. By the way, the video's at 37,158 views. But Kerry, all afternoon, the more traction that this video has gotten, USA Today linked it on for the win. People are retweeting it, tweeting it all over the place. It's starting to pick up traction on Facebook, where we posted on Facebook. By the way, you can follow us on facebook.com/nerdituppod. We're broadcasting right now on Phantom, Facebook's only live sports network, so you can go find Phantom on Facebook as well. But it's picking up some traction on Facebook, and just all afternoon, Kerry's just like, God damn it. God damn you. God damn all the people. And that's just been you all afternoon. So I had to ask you, like, how you felt about, like, your... like the most popular you will ever be as a singular person had nothing to do with you. It was 100% me being stupid about something that pisses you off.
Well, the only thing that I'm happy about is that I had no part in it.
That's rude.
That's the only saving grace for me.
Why would you say that? I hate you so much sometimes. You're so mean to me.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, you're absolutely mean to me. Stefen, how do you feel? How are your feelings right now?
I just think that of course it would be a video that you just incoherently yammer on about becomes like our most watched thing, and then our normal show you go on here and stroke your ego. Like that's all it is.
I wouldn't say that I'm stroking my ego.
Okay, you're playing with your ego. When you play with your ego, it leads to stroking.
You whipped out your ego and you're just going at it right in front of us.
I'm not. It's not ego. It's just like, it's just I'm really good, is all I'm trying to say. And
I'm so humble, is what I'm.
Everybody loves me. You want to know the worst part about this going so big is that it's like it's gonna be maybe 3 days, most likely just 2 days of everybody going, Laurel or Yanni. All you Yanni people are morons. Well, all you Laurel people are fucking stupid. And then in 2 days, nobody's going to give a shit about it. And then like a year from now, I'm going to be like, hey, chaps, remember that one time I made that video about Laurel versus Yanni and it went viral? Kind of, marginally, semi-marginally viral, kind of? Do you remember that?
I think you just peaked at this point, and you just need to give up hosting the show. And I don't know. We'll have someone else take over.
No.
Stuffed rabbit.
Wow. Okay.
A potato.
That's terrible.
A potato. We could just put like a hairpiece on a potato, and we'll be good.
I hate both of you so much. What was it that our friend Mackie last night said that like we couldn't do the show last night because I had to watch the Rockets game for my other job because I Radio 610 in Houston. I needed to watch the Rockets so I could talk about them at some point. And our friend Mackie is like, it's okay, I can fill in for you and just make farting noises the whole time, and nobody will be able to tell the difference. And they wouldn't. And people would probably enjoy it a lot more.
I imagine so. But that's okay.
I hate you both.
You're here
so
anyway.
Much. Am I? Should I be? Or should I just leave? Maybe I'm going to break off on my own, take my success with me, okay? Make more videos that get 37,158 views and leave you boys in the dust to deal with your pitty little 1,000 views per episode.
What are we talking about again tonight? What's on the plate?
I don't even remember. I'm so just in myself right now. Oh, yeah, that's right. May releases and then stuff. TV cancellations and then the Destiny 2 Warmind DLC. Let's start off with the releases. The remainder of the May releases. We'll start with video games because really like I'm hyped about this game. And I don't know where you guys feel. Oh, come on. I click on it, pull up. When I click on it, it pulls up. Do it for me, please. Okay, there we go. So the only game that's releasing in May that's left. Like there's H1Z1 on PS4. The Switch doesn't really have anything else. By the way, I just got Donkey Kong on the Switch. It's phenomenal. My kids bought it for me as a graduation present. By the way, I graduate college, and instead of bringing that up on this show, I talk about my successful YouTube video instead. That's the type of person I am. But the only game that I care about at this point that's releasing in May is State of Decay 2. And I'm mostly excited about it because it's going to be free for me because I have Xbox Game Pass, which Xbox Game Pass, if you have that, a lot of the games that they're releasing themselves, that Microsoft is releasing, you can play them for free. And so State of Decay 2, look, State of Decay, the first one wasn't that great. All the multiplayer and co-op that you can do on it, it has me intrigued. And I really want to try this game out. What do you guys think about State of Decay 2?
No.
I don't know. I've been kind of like the zombie thing's kind of worn off on me.
Yeah.
But if it's got enough like hold on like the multiplayer aspect, like I don't know if there's been just an amazing multiplayer survival game.
No.
This one's got like the capability to be that, but I can't think of one that like really jumps out at me that I'm just like that's it. That's the end all be all. So that's a niche or a niche that could be filled.
It's niche.
Nietzsche.
Don't say no. It's not
Nietzsche?
Nietzsche. Oh my god.
We got a restaurant here.
Why
called
does this
Nietzsche's.
Why does this happen every single episode? You say niche or niche, and then Kerry goes Nietzsche, and I hate both of you so much for all of those things that you do. Every episode.
Anyways,
Yeah.
great
So, Stefen-
co-op zombie game, survival. It's open world, right?
Yeah.
Supposedly.
So I mean, that's something that can be like, we have Ark, so we got dinos. Why not just like have the zombies? That we just need a great one. That's the problem.
Is there not permadeath in that one?
There should be.
And
I'm
State of
fairly
Decay?
certain.
I don't
Yeah,
think there's
State of Decay
permadeath.
2 has permadeath.
Sure. Well, I mean, it should have permadeath. I mean, like, make it matter.
Should it though? I don't want.
But it doesn't
permadeath.
matter.
You don't
It's-
matter.
You're Kerry. No, hold on. Stop. I'm
But
gonna
I can
stop right there.
permadie.
You can't leave for 3 months and come back and say that things don't matter. You don't. You have to re-earn that right, my friend. I don't care why you were gone for 3 months, but you just can't do it. Okay?
Look,
Shut up.
we
Shut up,
all
Kerry.
know. We all know. If the two of you get on something, I'm gonna get on it just because, and I'm gonna make fun of you the entire time, even though I'm playing it with you, and probably going to enjoy myself. But I'm still going to give the both of you so much shit.
I'm going. Well, you know what, Stefen? This is what we need to do. We need to do some reverse psychology fuckery. What we need to do is be super hyped for what? Damn it, Kerry! What's that damn game that you love so much?
Metro?
No, not Metro. Stefen's already hyped for that crap. I don't care about Metro. The one with the hacky slashy.
Darksiders?
Darksiders 3. Before Darksiders 3
Yeah.
comes out, Stefen and I are just going to be we're going to be glowing about it. We're going to be very excited about it. That way it screws up your excitement for it. Get ready for that, you bastard.
Now, so what I'm sort of helping with the multiplayer on State of Decay is
Yeah.
if there's PvP elements and there's permadeath, can we just hunt Kerry down
Ooh.
repeatedly?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely we can. Why would we not do that?
I don't like this.
Well, sorry, you're gonna have to deal with it. So State of Decay 2, I'm kind of excited about it. I mean, I'm at least excited to try it out. I get to try it out for free, so I figure why not? I don't know that I would go out and pay. I doubt that it's gonna be like full game is gonna be a full $60. I haven't looked. I don't care enough to look. So I wouldn't pay a full $60 for it, but the fact that I get to play it for free, I'm pretty excited about. So we'll move on to the May movie releases, as for some reason my computer is having trouble loading pages. This is where we're at in society, by the way. I'm getting frustrated because the pages that I've already preloaded are taking like 0.7 seconds to load up and show everything, and it's pissing me off. So there's not a lot releasing the rest of the month of May when it comes to movies, but there are 2 movies that matter to us. And number one,
Taco Shop?
No, not Taco Shop. No, nobody
It
gives
looks
a crap
good.
about Taco Shop. No, it doesn't. It does not look good. What about First Reform? What is that? Stop playing shit. Okay, I don't need that shit. I don't need it. Anyway, moving on without the music and the sounds. Okay, number 1 is the Solo movie. We'll start with that one because I'm pretty sure the 3 of us are in agreement that the Solo movie doesn't matter, correct?
Yes.
Like,
Sort of.
well, okay, Stefen, you go first. Like, why are you saying sort of? Like, how do you? What's your excitement level going into the Solo movie? I think it releases May 28th or something like that, or May 25th. It's the end of the month. So, what are your feelings going into the Solo movie?
I mean, I'm fully expecting to be utterly disappointed and angry at everything that Disney does, being the massive Disney fan that I am. The problem I think with it is if it's actually good.
Yeah.
Right? Like I think that actually causes a problem if they show that they can get away with producing literal garbage, right? Like the development of this movie was a goddamn dumpster fire.
Right.
The
They
main
fired 43 directors, I believe. Exactly.
who was the 2 directors? Was it Lord and Miller?
Yeah, the
Lord
guys
and
who
Miller.
did the Lego movie.
Yeah, Phil Lord and Dave Miller, I think, were the names. I might just be making that up.
I think you're just making that up.
They had to give the main actor acting lessons.
Yeah.
In mid-production of this movie, massive reworks of scenes were shot, and now we're still. This was like on like what a year timetable.
Yeah.
2-year time label.
Time label.
Blah, blah, blah.
A 2-year time label, chap.
So if they can honestly get away with this movie making bajillion buckets of money, and we all know it will, but if bajillion buckets, it'll probably make an asinine amount of money. But if it makes less than that they were expecting, I'll be happy.
Yeah.
But if it makes more than that, then we're screwed because they just have like free reign to do whatever they want.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
True.
Kerry, what are your thoughts before I get into mine?
I mean, you have all that crap going on, and then entire characters being deleted out of the show because they can't come back and refilm all of the crap that they already filmed.
Yeah, what was that actor? I forgot his name. He said that his character was completely cut because he wasn't able to show up for reshoots.
Yes, there's a B in his name.
Oh,
That's
okay.
all I know.
Good research, Kerry. Good
I can't
job.
think of it. I don't remember his name.
Oh my
But-
god.
But I think the only thing that might save it is probably Donald Glover at this point.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because he's definitely
Michael K.
on the
Williams.
Michael
Yes,
K. Williams, that's the
thank
one.
you.
Because Donald Glover is on the upswing,
Yeah.
and I know I'm partially endeared to him. So if he actually has like a good performance, and they went back and let me rephrase that, put him in the scenes a lot more,
Right.
it might turn out to be a decent movie.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of with Stefen that I hope it backfires on them and they stop making these fucking movies.
So I read a thing about Donald Glover, and to prepare for this movie, he just got super in tune with the 70s and like pimps from the 70s and stuff like that. Just 70s movies, 70s music, just the way everybody acted. Like he got fully on into the 70s to prepare for this role, which I think is really cool. I love him, man. By the way, like on Saturday night, I think I might still be drunk right now. That honestly, I think, was the reason why I was in such a weird mood earlier today, this morning, is I think I'm still drunk from Saturday night because I had my graduation party, a bunch of family came, and then I decided to dunk my Aggie ring, which is tradition at Texas A&M. You dunk a ring in a pitcher of beer and you chug it to get the ring out. So I chugged a full pitcher of beer, and then I started mixing whiskey and vodka and wine and malt liquor and beer. It was just absolute mayhem, just alcohol rampage mayhem on my stomach and my body. But my brother and I my brother was there, which I hadn't seen him in a really long time. We just got plastered. Everybody went to bed. We're like, fuck it, we're up, we're staying up. And I had to do a show on the radio the next morning. And it's like 3 o'clock in the morning, and we just kept watching Donald Glover's This Is America video over and over and over, trying to analyze every single aspect of the video that was in it. Like every little thing that happened, we're just analyzing. Oh, look at the imagery of this in the background. Like, could you imagine two drunk white guys trying, like I'm just not just drunk, like two insanely drunk white guys trying to like figure out what Donald Glover meant by all of the things that happen in his music video. It's a phenomenal music video, but it's just another thing that's awesome that he's done, and I'm 100% with you, Kerry. It's like they need to have him in the movie as much as possible. My feelings on Solo, don't care, prove it. I think everything that has to do with Star Wars for me, it's prove it mode. Prove to me that you can steal my attention to come out with a movie that matters. I like The Force Awakens. It wasn't my favorite, but I thought it was fun. I enjoyed it. But I had a lot of problems with The Last Jedi. I liked it better the second time I watched it, but I have no reason or no want or no drive to watch it on DVD since it came out. The only thing I'm kind of interested in is listening to them try to explain all of the shit that they did in the commentary, like on the DVD, if they do have like a commentary section. I just want to like listen to Rian Johnson be like, well, this is why I did this because, expectations and all. And then what I want is a commentary of him watching The Last Jedi and then immediately after watching Avengers Infinity War and just being like, well, yeah, that's probably how I should have, done things. I probably should have changed things within the realm of the universe and not just changing the universe itself in the process. That probably would have been a better idea, but whatever. But yeah, I'm in prove it mode for Solo. They got to prove to me that they can make a good Star Wars movie. I really don't think they can, and I hope it's good. I'll go see it, and if it's not good, then I'll move on and not think twice about it. I'm not going to be hyped about it or anything. Go ahead.
I think the terrifying thing about this movie is that if it does set the precedent that they can kind of do whatever the hell they want, we're going to get more. We're going to get young Leia. Yeah. We're going to get, baby Yoda. Like, they're just going to just give us, like, the random shit. Like, R2-D2 on the droid creation line. Like, R2-D2's first steps or something. It's going to be garbage.
I better get Baby Yoda. That's the only thing I ask of them. Give me Baby Yoda. More Baby Yoda, please. Thank you. All right, moving on. Oh, what were you going to say? Were you going to say something?
I was going to say, like, what if we just find out during Baby Yoda that the way he talks was just like a learning disability growing up or something?
He talks perfectly fine, and then his mom drops him, and then he starts talking backward.
It would be awful.
It'd be hilarious. Moving on to the final May release that we want to talk about, and we might. I don't really have much to say of this, but I'm hyped for it. I'm excited for it, and that's Deadpool 2. Deadpool 2 is releasing this week, and I can't wait to go see it. Obviously, the problem with a lot of the movies that are coming out now and a lot of the releases for May, is that nothing was as hyped as Infinity War, and I'm still kind of coming off of the Infinity War high. And so I forgot Deadpool 2 was coming out. I forgot Solo was coming out. And so I didn't even think to do a Deadpool preview episode. Which I don't think Deadpool is a movie that you need to do a preview episode. All I can say is I've heard great things about it. I've heard that what was it, Stefen, that you said that you saw that it was funnier than the first one, better than the first one, which I think is absolutely insane.
I think Gizmodo's review was that the sequel is funnier and better, just better written, more action than the original.
That's nuts, man. That's crazy. So what do you guys, are you guys excited for Deadpool 2? Is it surface level excitement? Is there something deeper? Is it just, man, I can't wait to go have a good time? Kerry, you go first.
It's not, I wouldn't be super disappointed if I didn't feel all of the good feelings I felt in the first one.
Right.
It's still going to be a fun movie. You're going to laugh. You're going to have fun. Going to see it with the wife, and I don't really care what we see. I'm probably going to have a good time anyway. Going to see it Friday. Can't wait. I think it'll be better just because the budget is a lot bigger than the first time. The special effects are going to be better. And I'm looking forward to see Ryan Reynolds' input and what he's going to do.
I can't listen to you because your forehead's going invisible again, so it's making me not hear your words. Also,
that happens sometimes.
Your pop filter for your microphone has created a vortex. Don't put it in front of your face. Your pop filter has created a vortex where we can see through you. It's like an X-ray screen. Turn it, flip it, flip it vertically. So yeah, there you go. Yeah, people could just see through your heart, and they can see Terry. Yeah, and people could just see Terry Crews through your pop filter. Oh no! What did you do to your face? It's fixed. You're fixing it. Just stop moving. Your teeth are invisible.
You're done. You're done.
Bad. We have to fix your lighting setup, Kerry.
I don't know.
You finally, for the first time I've known you, actually looked like you were from Louisiana when your teeth went invisible. That's terrible. All right, Stefen, Deadpool 2, go.
I can believe that it's going to be funnier and more well-written because now they have kind of free reign to do whatever the hell they want.
Right.
They already proved that they're a success. They were given a bigger budget. And the studio's like, hey, guess what? R-rated superhero movie works. Go to town. Do whatever you want to do. I fully expect there to be a dog being kicked at some point.
Yeah.
So some really, really, really tasteless jokes just kind of drive the point of Deadpool home. I don't know. It could be great. It could be a really, really great movie. I think it's really being overshadowed by Infinity War right now.
Yes.
And I think even they sort of know that because they kind of... I just recently saw this advertisement. They were advertising it as the second greatest thing to happen this summer. So like they foolhardily like just go with it, man. Embrace it.
Yeah.
You're not going to be an Infinity War. Just advertise it like it is. Yeah, sure, that movie's great, but there's us.
That's
like
hilarious.
Well,
they're
thank God they
gonna do
moved
some
up
great
the release of Infinity War a little bit.
Yeah. Oh my God. Kerry, you're
I think the
just
sad
doing
thing.
everything. Oh wait, I think it all fixed. It like flipped off for a second, and now you're not invisible. Don't move. Stop moving. You're moving too much.
I think the sad thing is Ryan Reynolds was saying he might not come back for a third.
Oh, that'd be sad. Well, you know
Well,
what?
there were some problems with this one. Like they lost the director early on. I think T.J. Miller. I think he left the project.
Well, yeah, he's got some things going on right now.
Yeah,
He's a little rapey.
Yeah. God damn it, Kerry.
That's terrible.
What?
Don't say things like that on the show. We're just
You
now
told me not to move.
We're just now starting to get super famous. I have put us in a position of fame, and you're going to ruin it all in one fell swoop. My video has 37,158 views.
Oh
Kerry.
my God!
You don't understand the kind of clout that I have in the YouTube realm. I'm a YouTube star now, guys. I don't know if you know that.
That no one has said anything on the YouTube chat.
That's
your clout right now.
Shut up. Shut up. I am a YouTube sensation right now, and I want to bring you guys along for the ride, but if you don't fall in line, if I don't have you guys in tow, you're gone.
You either let my body fidget or my mouth fidgets, and those words come out.
Okay, just go invisible. I'd rather you be invisible than say shit like that. Then Steph and I can at least pretend like you're not here.
You do that
He
anyway.
said fidget.
All right, moving on. Now that we've got our little kerfuffle over, it's like brothers in here. We're moving on to TV cancellations. I haven't changed the screen in a while, and it's just been sitting on the Brooklyn Nine-Nine screen for quite a while because, hey, my tabs didn't want to work. But there are a lot of TV cancellations recently, like a ton of TV cancellations, some renewals, and some saves. Most notably, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, which I'm going to bring up real fast. I don't think either of you watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I know.
I do.
Oh, you do? Okay. Our friend Mackie watches it too. It is such an incredible show. It is a hilarious show. I didn't go in and look at how all the ratings are playing out with it, but it can't be that poorly rated. And I think ratings are like all super weird right now anyway, because Brooklyn Nine-Nine seems to be the crowd that watches the show most likely watches most of it on Hulu. They probably don't record it and watch it on traditional TV as much as they would watch it on Hulu or Netflix or whatever it's on. I watch it on Hulu. So like ratings are weird right now. It's like hard to quantify exactly how many people watch it, or maybe it isn't. I don't know. I could be lying. Who knows? I do that a lot. But so Brooklyn Nine-Nine getting canceled, that caught me by surprise. I think another one, Stefan, that you watched was Lucifer being canceled. Yep. I thought that was a surprise because I thought that was incredibly popular. So I guess my question to the crowd is right now, before we get into this discussion. By the way, we are Nerded Up Broadcasting on Phantom, Facebook's only live sports network. You can find us at Nerded Up Pod on Twitter. You can find us on Facebook.com/NerdedUpPod. My question to you guys is what TV cancellations or renewals or saves caught you by surprise, and which ones didn't? So we can get some dialogue going on Facebook and on YouTube and whatever. But Brooklyn Nine-Nine was the one that surprised me the most. Which one surprised you guys the most?
Cancellations?
Cancellations or renewals?
Out of cancellations. We're not going to do renewals because they're like, we'll talk about the renewals and the saves in just a second, but just straight up places that canceled shows, which one caught you by surprise the most?
I don't watch TV.
Ash versus Evil Dead.
Oh yeah,
cancellation of Ash versus Evil Dead. That show seems like it started to like really pick up, and I don't know if they just started like advertising it harder, like the kind of like last hurrah to see if interest was still around. But that show seemed like it was doing fine. I wasn't expecting it.
It's probably suffering from the same thing Josh was talking about. It's probably a lot more popular on Netflix because I know they put it on there and it got a lot more popular after that, but no one's watching it on Stars?
Yeah, it's Stars. Yeah, but like, here's the question: like, you figure that they got to start taking into like these streaming channels into account.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like,
Netflix doesn't tell you.
Netflix doesn't tell you, but I'm sure they
tell the company.
I don't know. Then
people talk about it all the time. They say Netflix does not give you viewer numbers.
Well, so I could see that with Netflix, because that way they don't want to disclose what people are watching,
Right.
so they can like raise their their fees and their contracts and stuff like that. But I bet you Hulu does, because Hulu generates ad revenue.
Absolutely.
So that's the part of that's got to go to the companies. So they got to, monitor these numbers somehow, maybe even just like Twitter word of mouth. There's a lot of like I pulled up Collider's got a big article on everything that's like getting renewed and canceled. There's a lot going on that I am just like utterly surprised by.
There is
a lot of renewals surprised by.
Tons of renewals that or not tons, but a lot that I'm surprised by. A lot of cancellations that I was surprised by. But so in radio, the way I know it works is like you have it's based off of PPM. And there's like you have like a meter, and it picks up whenever you listen to a certain station, and that's how stations get ratings. It's super jacked up. It's a horrible way to rate a radio station, to rate a show. But that's really there's no other way to quantify it. It's easier digitally because you can actually get the full numbers of how things are done. Like over like the apps and over the online. Man, I sound real old. Over like radio.com, over like the podcast and stuff. But whenever you're doing like real terrestrial radio, you can't. You just do it over those PPMs. So that's the thing with TV is similar. You have like the Nielsen meters and shit, but based off of like the amount of people that actually watch live television or even DVR television versus digital. Like I feel like it can't be that easy to tell how many people are actually watching a show right now, especially shows that are more, if not targeted, lean more towards a fan base of like a younger audience, like from us and younger. Because I predominantly watch stuff on Hulu and Netflix. There's some stuff that I record, like Jersey Shore Family Vacation, T-shirt time. I record that and watch that. I have to watch that like either live or right after the show aired. It's so good. Man, Ronnie is really fucking his life up, and it's hilarious. But other than that, everything's Hulu and Netflix. Let's go to some of the renewals. Do we have anything on Facebook, Stefan? Are you keeping an eye, or are you being lazy?
I'm keeping an eye on everything.
Oh my god, okay.
I'm sorry, I just had a mini heart attack because I saw one show I really enjoy.
I was wondering
Dirk
what happened. He
Gently's,
throw me off. I'm like, did I say something that pissed him off? What happened?
Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency was canceled by the BBC.
Oh.
Which, if you guys aren't keeping up, it's Douglas Adams, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. It's fucking fantastic.
I never watched that. You told me to watch it though.
Then I see shit like Elementary. Like, who's watching Elementary?
A lot of people, man. I
love Lucy Liu, but come on. Yeah. Come on.
Okay, so I'll just do the renewals for me, the ones that I'm cool with, that I'm excited about. The Goldbergs, Grey's Anatomy, don't make fun of me. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Modern Family, Splitting Up Together on ABC. Those are all ABC shows. Splitting Up Together is actually a pretty incredible show. The wife and I have been watching it, and it's really funny. And it shows like it's funny, but also shows you how easily a married couple can miscommunicate. One that I'm surprised got renewed. Yeah, getting super real in a nerd show. One that I'm surprised got renewed is Speechless. I thought it was good in the beginning, but now it just kind of sucks. Canceled. There's nothing that got canceled that I really cared about. Marvel and Humans got canceled, but I never really watched that.
Josh.
What?
Hey, Josh.
What's up?
Hey, Josh, shut up for a second.
Okay.
Go stuff.
I was going to say, I'm really surprised Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. got renewed.
Are you really surprised?
I'm a huge fan of the show. I think it's better than ever right now, but the numbers suck. This show is on its deathbed.
They're only doing like a half season, huh?
Yeah, no, I think they're changing the way it is. They say, without doing any spoilers for Infinity War, they're going to do the thing in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and will tie into Infinity War. So it's going to be a little wonky going forward. But Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., they were prepping for this season / the next season to be the final season. They said for sure the final, next season would tie up any loose story ends they had. And if they get another season after that, they'll do it. But they are fully expecting to be canceled, which is sad because the show is better than ever. That show really suffered from a poor season 1, and it tanked that show.
Yeah, season 1 was such a slog to get through. I'm glad I toughed it out and continued watching, but man, it was rough. I think halfway through the season, because you're like, just don't watch the first season. I'm like, well, I'm a completionist, and I can't do that because my brain will explode. So I did it anyway, and I almost jumped out of my second story window, but I didn't because I realized it wouldn't kill me. I just would probably hurt my knee real bad, and then I'd just be in pain and still watching the first season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Designated Survivor is one that I'm surprised got canceled or is ending, because isn't that show incredibly popular? I've had so many people tell me, oh, you need to watch Designated Survivor. It's so good. And I never watched it, and now I probably never will because it's done. But was it garbage? Okay,
garbage.
Whatever, never mind. They've got new series. I don't want to talk about any of the new series, except for maybe The Rookie. Nathan Fillion is starring in a show called The Rookie, but like, I don't love everything Nathan Fillion does.
Because you're a bad, terrible human being who kicks
the Santa
puppies.
Clara Diet on Netflix.
I love everything that Nathan Fillion does, except for that crappy TV show that he did, and I can't remember the name of it, where he was like a writer that... Yeah, that one was terrible.
Fuck
Castle?
You.
Terrible show. Fuck you, Kerry. Fuck you, guy.
You.
I'm excited for The Rookie, though. Where are y'all at with that? Nathan Fillion playing a rookie cop.
It looks like it's in the same line as Castle a little bit, and I really liked Castle, so I want to see the show, and you can eat a new.
You like bad things. Okay, CBS. Moving on to CBS. Very surprised The Big Bang Theory got renewed. That show has run its course, my friends.
Are you really surprised?
It
is literally the biggest show on TV.
It needs to be done.
It is literally the biggest show.
It hasn't
That's
been good for like 5 seasons.
I'm surprised Seinfeld got canceled.
I'm just surprised.
Renewed.
I guess I'm just surprised it's still going, because it's 5. Like, they jumped the shark 5 seasons ago. It's like it was done 4 or 5 seasons ago. I'm so tired of it. I'm tired of hearing about it. And now they got that shitty Young Sheldon show.
Stupid people watch it to feel smart. That's what happens.
Terrible. Absolutely
like
terrible. Look at all the
God
shows
damn it.
CBS renewed. Well, we got the Big Bang Theory, and we got the Criminal Minds, and the Elementary, and we got the Hawaii Five-O. It's like they got all the bad cop shows. Oh, look, MacGyver. Oh, give me a paperclip and a rubber band. I'll build a bomb. SWAT, SEAL Team, get out. Young Sheldon, fucking get out of here. Kevin Can Wait got canceled. You don't say.
Aww.
I
like Kevin James.
I do kind of.
Whatever.
I used to like Kevin James.
I'm indifferent.
I watched his last special, like his newest special on Netflix, and I was just kind of like, eh.
Yeah, his special wasn't great.
No, it wasn't at all. An untitled Damon Wayans Jr. project. I'm actually kind of excited about that because I love Damon Wayans Jr. That's a new series on CBS. I hope the actual name of it is Untitled Damon Wayans Jr. Project, because that'd be phenomenal. Okay, here's the one. This is the last one we'll talk about real fast, except for a couple of other little things. But Fox is what I want to talk about because they canceled a lot of shows. First, I want to talk about Lethal Weapon. Lethal Weapon, it got renewed, and they got Sean William Scott to replace Clayne Crawford as Riggs, correct?
Yes.
I cannot stress to you guys enough how phenomenal. Now, I know he had a bunch of he was like a shitty dude on set. And I know he had what is it, like Hollywood demerits, where it's like, oh, slap on the wrist, you did some bad things there, sir. But like, he was incredible as Riggs. Clayne Crawford's Riggs on that show was better than Mel Gibson's Riggs in the movie. It was way more compelling. He did such a great job of playing like the comedic, like had perfect comedic timing, playing that funny role, and then he had some like real visceral human shit going on that made you feel for him. He was phenomenal as Riggs. I can't see it being the same with Stifler. I really can't see it. I can't see them continuing. Like you can ask anybody any diehard Lethal Weapon fan, anybody that watches the show, it will not be the same without Clayne Crawford. And then tell me that Stifler's gonna take his part now, or gonna take like the new main role. Nah, I don't see it. I'll give it a shot because I like the show. I think it's well written. I think it's well done. But I can't see it.
He was really good in Goon.
He's done a lot more than just Stifler.
He's done so much more than Stifler. I'm not saying that I don't like Sean William Scott, but like for what you need from the character, I haven't seen Goon, and I've heard it's really good. But what you
and the
need,
sequel's good too.
What you need?
It's probably his best.
I'll watch him. Is it like what is Goon about?
Hockey. beating the crap out of people in hockey.
Is it just him
He's a
being
hockey
funny?
enforcer.
Yeah, he's an enforcer. He's dumb and he beats the crap out of people.
Here's the problem.
Right.
Here's the problem with
It has Liev Schreiber in it.
Here's the problem with the Clayne Crawford Riggs character in the show. He's not just some dumb funny man. He is not the comic relief. He's the main character. The show revolves around him and his issues. His wife was about to give birth to his kid, and she was killed in a car accident, which he found out was completely headed up by the cartel. And then he goes on a manhunt for all these cartel members and shit. And then more stuff. You find all this shit out about his dad and everything. He's an ex-Navy SEAL. Like, he's the main character. The show revolves around him. They've built the storyline around him. It's not going to be the same without him. He's not just a funny man, one-off character. He's way too important. And I love Sean William Scott and everything that he's done I've loved. But I just can't see him taking over. The Orville got renewed. I need to watch that. I've heard that's a phenomenal show.
It is less of a... I don't know. Hi, Kerry, have you watched any of the Orville?
Nope.
I find that it is less of a parody. It's less jokey than I was expecting. And it does a better job of emulating Star Trek than Star Trek has recently.
Yeah.
It's really like an homage that I feel like Seth MacFarlane was forced to throw jokes into. Like, he wanted to make like a straight-laced sci-fi Star Trek, like, you know, just like a shrine to his, like, you know, nerddom. And someone was like, you got to put jokes in. You're Seth MacFarlane. You got to get some fart jokes and drunk jokes,
man.
And he's like, fine.
Where's the funny stuff?
Yeah, so like twice an episode, there's like a joke, but it's usually just very dry, sarcastic humor, and it's good. I was very surprised. I kind of just binged it one night.
Here's what Fox canceled: Brooklyn Nine-Nine, which was rescued by NBC. Thank God, because I love that show. Lucifer was canceled. I've never watched it, but I'm pretty surprised by that because I've only heard great things. New Girl is ending. It was time for it to end, but I'm sad because God, that movie is that show is hilarious. Jake Johnson is just one of my favorite comedic actors right now. His portrayal of Nick on A New Girl is one of my favorite things. Winnie the Bish is a great character. Like, pretty much Schmidt's great. Like, everybody except for herself. Like, everybody except for Jess is great. And Jess is okay, but without them, the show wouldn't have made it as far as it did. Damon Wayans Jr., there's another show he used to be in. He played a character called Coach. So I'm sad that it's ending, but it's time for it to end. Stefen, is there anything you want to say about Lucifer? Anything more?
I'll say this about Lucifer, but I'm going to go back a second to Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Okay.
Everyone out there that was really worried about Brooklyn Nine-Nine, I think you have me to blame. I started watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine about 3 weeks ago. Like, I was just like, oh man, this is pretty good. I'm going to start watching this. And now I'm like halfway through season 2. I might be in season 3. And then like a week later, the show's now like lined up to be canceled. And I'm just like, yeah, it would be my luck that I'm just catching on to a show. And they're like, yeah, you like that? Cancel that shit. So I am sorry, and I apologize to everyone about Brooklyn Nine-Nine. However, it has been saved.
Mm-hmm. So, as a new Brooklyn Nine-Nine viewer, like, how do you feel about the show?
So one of the reasons that I didn't watch it for the longest time is that Andy Samberg has always kind of annoyed me to an extent.
I think a lot of people, that's why they don't watch it.
And my wife absolutely hates him. So, like, I would be told to turn the show off when it like just randomly came up on Hulu. So I just started watching it one night when I had absolutely nothing else to do, and it's pretty great. He feels toned down.
Yeah.
Like early on, he was playing more of a character of himself, but as the show like progresses, he's much more palatable.
Yeah. He's like, he shows flashes and bits and pieces of Andy Samberg, but he pulls back the character a lot. He shows, I mean, for whatever depth the show has, he shows depth for the character at times. Joe Lo Truglio is hands down my favorite actor on the show. He is the best character. Here he is right there, right. Oh, you can't see my cursor. He's the funniest character. I can't remember his name. What is his name? Boyle. He plays Boyle on the show. He's my favorite by far. Everybody does a good job. Andy Samberg is really is pretty good in this, but Boyle, Joe Lo Truglio is absolutely the best. So let's move on to NBC since NBC saved Brooklyn Nine-Nine. AP Bio I thought was kind of funny, so I'm glad that's coming back. The other shows, The Good Place, I need to catch up on, but I like that when I watch it. This Is Us is always good for a really cathartic cry where you just cry your eyes out for a good 14 hours until you finally recover and realize you'll never be as good of a dad and a father and husband as Jack ever can be. And you realize you're just as broken as every other character in that show. So I can't wait to start crying my eyes out next season. Great, cool, awesome. They didn't cancel a lot of shows. And then a new series they're doing, America's Got Talent, The Champions. Oh, my goodness. And then they're bringing in Brooklyn Nine-Nine, which was previously canceled. Nothing. So The Flash was renewed. Stefen, do you feel like The Flash should be done?
Yes.
I do too.
I feel like everything after season 3 just kind of went downhill. The CW, I feel like season 3 is its like dropping point for so many shows. Where it's like they start strong, they kind of maintain it. Like Arrow kind of felt the same way. Arrow got really deep into like a love triangle. Now it's the CW, and I like to call like the CW like the like chick flicks for guys. Yeah. Where it's like everything is just like thinly veiled love triangles, even like Supernatural. I mean, let's be honest, Sam and Dean probably get it on behind scenes. Nothing against them. Great characters, great show. But it's the CW. So I don't know. I don't feel like they can keep anything. They force it, and they have like one of the most rabid fan bases out of any TV station. But I don't know. The Flash feels like it's done. Gotham's putting up its hat. Next season is the last season of Gotham. So maybe move on, DC. Do something else.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not a big fan of Legends of Tomorrow, which that one's relatively new. Arrow, I fell off on a long time ago. The only Arrow episodes I have watched recently, and by recently I mean like the last 2 years, are the crossover episodes that they've had with the Flash, where I felt like I had to watch those episodes of Arrow just because it was like a part of a Flash storyline. And then Supergirl, I've never really cared. I don't care about any of those. Speaking of CW shows, I've been watching Everwood. That's an incredible show. I wish I had watched that back in the early 2000s when it was first on. It's pretty good. Doc Brown moving his family to Colorado, giving free medical care and such. Yeah. All right, moving on. We are Nerded Up, broadcasting on Phantom, Facebook's only live sports network. You can find us at Nerded Up Pod on Twitter, and you can find us on Facebook.com/NerdedUpPod. Now it's time to get to our final segment of the night, the segment you've all been waiting for. We're going to give our Destiny 2 Warmind DLC thoughts and reviews. So
I'm going to give a quick jump in before we move on here. Have you noticed how you've like scared Kerry into just being rigid this whole time?
I have to itch my face so fucking bad right now.
I was noticing the like hardcore blinking.
Let's see what happens.
Like you're trying to scratch your face with your eyelids, and it was really weird.
I can see him sweating. It looks like he's sweating because he hasn't moved. Scratch your...
You told me not to.
Scratch yourself. I want to see what happens. Your arm's invisible. Okay, your face is fine, though. I think we're good. You can... Okay, as long as you slowly scratch your face and don't move your head at all, we're good.
I'll just be like Drax.
You can move. Just move,
I'm so
man.
slow, no one can see me.
Your hand's invisible. Put your hand down. All right, so moving on to Destiny 2, the Warmind DLC. Both of you have put a lot more time into it than I have. I'll say, starting off, the reason I haven't put a lot of time into it, it's because I had a lot going on since the release. I had a bunch of graduation stuff because I actually graduated from college as a 32-year-old man-child, which, Jesus Christ, that ceremony was long. Oh my God! I had to sit there. I was pretty early on because of my name and where, like, my degree I graduated from, and then I just had to sit through like 4 billion other people getting their degrees that I didn't care about, and just wait. And I was just hot, and it was sweaty, and I'm fat, and it was terrible. Just the whole thing was just terrible. But whatever. I graduated. Cool. And then I'm still doing the Nerded Up show on Tuesday nights with you guys because nobody wants fat nerds to hire them. I don't know. But anyway, moving on. So Warmind DLC. I haven't played it much because of that. I had parties that last weekend, but another reason I haven't really played it and dove into it really that much is I kind of want to take my time with it. I always go super hardcore as soon as it releases and play for hours and hours and hours. And I grind everything and I get everything. And then all of a sudden it's like, I'm done. Now there's nothing left to do. This time I wanted to take my time with it a little bit more and kind of enjoy the ride instead of just like forcing myself to just grind through everything as fast as possible. And I thought maybe that might do more justice to the things that Bungie's putting out. I thought maybe I won't be as pissed off with their lack of content if I take my time with it. So I'm going to let you guys take the lead. I know, weird, right? On this, and talk about your thoughts. I'll give my few thoughts at the end. But I want you guys to take the lead and talk about your thoughts of the Warmind DLC. If you think, I know we talked about a week later, how do you feel about the game? How do you feel about its longevity and the things that it added? It's just all your general thoughts. So, Stefen, you go first. Give us your Destiny 2 Warmind DLC review.
There's a lot of missteps with this expansion, or DLC, whatever you want to call it.
I was not expecting you to say that.
However... I said it last week. I feel like this was them about to turn a corner, and I think they have, in fact, turned a corner. I am excited to log into the game just about every day. Mm-hmm. Now, the reasonings are not what I expected. The level grind is very intense. Mm-hmm. It's a bit artificial. They kind of screwed players over. Someone said this on Reddit the other day. They feel like the Destiny community is the one ruining the game for themselves right now, and that might be a little too correct. They complained about not having enough, and per Bungie's idea, like they're like, well, we're not very good at doing more original things and putting more in. We can reuse what we have. So their idea to make more content was to make the level grind hard as fucking hell. So, maybe not like speak so out of line, community. Like, kind of let them do a little bit of what they do, because we know how Bungie implements things, mm-hmm. and we know that they're not quick on the uptake. So kind of like, let's not complain as bad. Let's nudge them in directions. Right now, though, there's new content. A lot of it's time gated, which kind of sucks. But it means that you have a reason to log in, every week at the moment for at least 5 weeks now. I haven't done the raid myself, but I've watched gameplay videos. The raid looks awesome. Probably one of the best things that they've done in a while. And I don't know. There's just the things that I'm complaining about are small, but they're tedious. The matchmaking and PvP. For the last 2 nights, we did Trials of Osiris. For me, actually, it was 3 nights. And I don't think in the 7 or 8 hours that we played, we won a single game of Trials of Osiris.
I haven't done it yet, and I don't want to, because I figured it would be that bad.
I want to say that maybe... we won like 3, no, more, maybe like 10 rounds. I'd say we won like 10 rounds. But it was awful. We're getting paired, like, we are a team, we're not the worst,
right? But
we're not like terrible. And we're getting paired with people that are like, oh, Trials of Osiris, they have their like little placards up. We have 3,000 wins. We've gone flawless 300 times. Screw you. And like us over here, we're just like, we have over a 1 KD. Like, we can, we're not awful, but come on.
I got a 1.78 efficiency there, lad. That's pretty good, right?
Yeah. So there's complaints like that, and it's just frustrating because again, this expansion's more like a promise of greatness.
Yeah.
The story was poorly told, but had like great lore to it at the same time. I don't know how you do this. How you constantly, as a game, put forth so much stuff that like teases the community. Like you're showing the community that you have that possibility of greatness, but you can't follow through. Mm-hmm. It's like the guy who wakes up in the middle of the night and writes down the idea for the next great like Oscar-winning film, and he's also at the same time like illiterate, so he can't write it. But he's got the idea.
It's in his head.
It's in his head.
Oh my god. I'm trying to think.
God, that's awesome.
I'm trying to think like what were the DLCs? What were the DLCs for the first Destiny?
Are we talking
this? You know what? This one minus the raid. This one feels like House of Wolves for me. Like
I think it's better than House of Wolves.
You think it's better than House of Wolves? Like, what would you equate it to? Because it doesn't feel like they even did as much as Curse of Osiris. Like it feels kind of underwhelming. Like I'm enjoying it. I don't have anything really negative to say about it. I'm actually enjoying what I'm doing, and I think what I've been doing so far is it's been a lot of fun, and I haven't been doing it too quickly, so there's still stuff left for me to do, which is exciting. But like overall, I think it's slightly more underwhelming than Curse of Osiris was.
I would place it above House of Wolves. I'm not going to factor in Curse of Osiris. In fact, I think Curse of Osiris might be one of the worst DLCs that they've ever done.
You think so?
Yeah. Yes. It had content there, but it was just bad.
Yeah.
I would put it above House of Wolves, below Rise of Iron. So I'd say as far as like expansions go, like I'd say Taken King's number 1.
Yeah, absolutely.
Rise of Iron's number 2, and then I would put this number 3.
Okay, I think that's a good spot for it.
And the only thing that's holding it back is one, it's a $20 expansion.
Right.
So yeah, it's not going to come across as high as like Rise of Iron or Taken King.
Right.
And two, the storytelling. Like, give us 3 more missions, right?
Right.
Like, it was just kind of choppy. Like, you watch it and was just like, well, someone left out 3 chapters of this book. I think they flushed it down the toilet, or they dropped the book in the toilet or something.
Oh my god!
I don't know
what it is. It's the storyline is it's like Ernest Cline wrote it. It's like Ready Player One. It's
like, as I said, someone with a really great idea, and they were kind of illiterate.
Yeah,
but
it's Ernest Cline. Fuck, we just figured it out. Ernest Cline is like the secret writer of this expansion. Has he been writing Destiny all along?
I would not be surprised.
Oh my god! I saw somebody finally saw like Ready Player One, and they're like, man, how did they screw up this writing? How did they like? I don't agree with it, but they were like, how did they screw up this writing? It's even worse than the book. And I replied to him like, Ernest Cline helped write this, and I'm like. It's still his story, yeah. So, I don't know. I'm having fun with what I've done so far. I really don't have anything negative to say about it because I've been taking my time. Like, I just got to the point to where I'm grinding out milestones and doing some stuff. I still haven't done the storyline. I'm sitting here, like, watching the video on my screen, not paying attention to what's happening, like, on the show.
Well, that would be a good point for Kerry to jump in because, Kerry, you've played probably just about as much as I have, so... Like, what are your thoughts?
Yeah,
so
go
far?
ahead, Kerry. I'll let you talk now. Wait, hold on, Kerry. Shut up. Hold on. Wait. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, can you just shut the fuck up for a little bit? I'm gonna move again. And you're not gonna like it.
Don't move again. Ah! Oh wait, nothing happened. We're good.
Anyway, so I never really did the first few expansions for the first Destiny, so I have no idea where it ranks. It's definitely not better than the Taken King. But I did play Osiris, and this has a lot more weight, but it's still nowhere near as weighty as it needs to be. Like Stefen said, it feels more epic, but you don't really get that when you're playing it.
Right.
And Destiny suffers from a lot of that. The soft level cap is pissing me off right now because the heroic strikes are just like a little bit out of my reach. Like, we can do it, but it's a pain in the ass. Mm-hmm. And the multiplayer is 100% like the worst multiplayer experience I've ever been forced to engage in. I can't stand it, but I'll do it because it'll get me shit. Yeah. And I still enjoy the gunplay. I'm back in it, and I'll log in, no goals in mind whatsoever, and just go around just blowing people's faces off with the Darcy sniper rifle, which is fun to do now, and I like that.
You know what? I haven't done Trials of 9, but I've done some Crucible and stuff, like for milestones and whatnot. And I actually think like the hard light's actually pretty good. I know everybody's using the Graviton Lance right now, but the hard light's been pretty beastly for me, which is insane because the hard light's always been kind of not shitty. It's been good in certain situations, but it's never really been good for Crucible, and I think it's worked pretty well.
So Palau's got a really good question. Isaiah Palau on Facebook. He's asking, do we count the seasonal updates as part of the DLC? For those who don't know, outside of the DLC, for everyone, a lot of things were updated with quality of life changes. Yeah. Exotic weapons were changed. There was like some masterwork things added in. Do you guys count that as part of the DLC, or are you thinking of that as separate?
I don't know. I guess because it came out with the DLC, like, it makes me want to count it as part of the DLC, but it should be separate. Like, I don't think it should be counted as part of the DLC, but I am counting it as part of the DLC. Is that fair?
Yeah, I mean, I think they kind of go hand in hand. Like, they're planned to be that way. It's not like, oops, we lined it up on the same day. This just kind of like gives the players that haven't updated or like bought the season pass or anything like that kind of like a little tease of like, hey, we're not as terrible as we were. Maybe you should buy the DLC. Here's a little taste. Right. So like I kind of put it as part of it just to get the old players back in, those who are a little reluctant to move on.
Yeah, Kerry, you're killing me. You gotta just move around. I don't think you're gonna go invisible. There you go. My God, like just watching you not be able to move was painful. Like I could hear you screaming in your brain because you couldn't move. My goodness.
I can bounce my butt now.
So, how does this move? Like, how does this go moving forward? Like how long do you like now having played it for a week? How long do you think this is gonna last for us?
At least 5 weeks, because that's when all that time gated stuff.
Yeah, the grind is making it is definitely arbitrarily prolonging it, but it's not a bad thing, really.
I don't think that's a bad thing. Like the time gating stuff doesn't really bother me all that much. I don't think it's that much of an issue. How do we like so the Destiny 2 Warmind review, I know IGN gave it 3 out of 5 stars, which to me, like the way you're ranking it, Stefen, that like if you had to give it out of 5 stars, like would 3 be kind of right where it needs to be?
Arguably, I'd probably say 3.5 to 4, and I would say 4 just because if we're talking in context of Destiny 2, this is just like very refreshing compared to what we've gotten so far. Yeah. Like, I'm stumbling over my words here because I'm trying to find the best way to say this. Right. It's like polishing a turd. Like, that's the best way I could honestly put it. Destiny 2's reception was so lackluster, and they dropped the ball at so many points. Yes. That this is great. Yeah. This is just great compared to everything else.
But it's because they set such a low bar.
Exactly.
Like that's not fair to us. It's not like we can't be like it's amazing because everything else was shit. Like it's like the new Star Wars movies. It's like, don't worry guys, everything else is going to be great. We'll put out something good at some point. It was like, well, yeah, comparatively, like it's all relative, but like that doesn't mean it's good like in the end. So last thing, and I want to ask Palau. Next time we talk about Destiny, we need to have Palau on the show. Palau, if you're listening, which I know you are, sir, you need to come on the show next time, because if there's anybody that knows as much, if not more, than you about Destiny or has good opinions on Destiny, Stefen, it's definitely Palau. So I want to hear what he thinks about this too. So everybody comment on this. What can they do moving forward from here to continue to improve the experience?
I guess it depends who you're talking to.
You go first, Kerry.
For me, I very much enjoy the lore and stuff like that. And one of the reasons the game is always irritating to me is because you have to hunt it down instead of it being in the game. Right. So a little more of that. A little more. The drip of content isn't as bad as I thought it would be. I'm not really as annoyed as I assumed, and I'm actually looking forward to playing it, which is weird for me. I don't really know this feeling.
What are these?
I think they seem to be learning a few of the right lessons, so maybe we can just push them a little further and get them to get the rest. I don't know. What do you think, Stefen?
Hold on. So we finally got our first chat on YouTube, and somebody says it's Yanni. It's not Yanni. It's Laurel. And if you hear Yanni, you got ear problems. You got a funky brain.
Please don't do this.
It's Yanni. I don't know.
We got him off this.
Listen,
he's done.
Listen, all you Facebook people.
Stop it.
I don't know if you know this, but I have a video that has roughly 37,158 views. Probably more.
It's 45,000.
Okay? It's at 45,000. That's so many views. That's so many people that want to watch me. It's not Yanni. It's Laura. We'll discuss that later, though. Anyway, Stefen, go. The things to fix the game.
Story. Just be better. Like, you guys know you can do it. Like, do we need to hire Shia LaBeouf to like send him over and just like stand over the writer's desk and just yell at him? Because they got ideas.
We're talking about it.
Look at this goddamn ARG that they did, right?
Yeah.
So
incredible. Yeah. Talk about that for a second. I didn't even think to bring that up.
One of the things that Destiny started doing, come the Taken King, was like hidden quest lines with hidden exotics, with things like the Black Spindle, Touch of Malice, later on the Outbreak Prime, whatnot. These were all guns that were found through quest lines that were incredibly random, and like it took an army of geniuses to solve it. There's a subreddit called Raid Secrets. And these guys right now have been solving all these little puzzles that involved leading to a mountain in New York called Sleeping Beauty Mountain and having a replica Valkyrie, which is the spear that's now in the game, found. So and now engraved on that spearhead is another cipher that they're still trying to figure out. We're talking these guys went through ancient Chinese music notation to decode Tchaikovsky's Swan Lake, and then use that as a cipher to get instructions to break down another cipher. Right now, they're using these letters on the rune of the head of the spear to translate them into ancient Norse runes, which they believe are leading to the keyword of seraphim. Like, these guys are insane. Like, these are like conspiracy theorists that are right about everything. Like,
hire them.
Yeah, like, these guys can do pretty much anything. And it's amazing to watch them work. Just like them spitballing. There's even a couple guys that when they start typing, they sound like that hermit that you like see in every movie that's just like mumbling utter madness. And like they end sentences with like, well, what do I know? I'm just here talking to myself. Like, and they're right. They're right about everything.
So I pulled up an article that shows it. But when you sent me that picture, I was like, oh, cool. Somebody made a like a replica Valkyrie, and they got it leaning up against a tree for some reason. But then whenever you like said what it was, I'm like, oh my god, that's incredible. Like, that's no other game has ever done anything like this. And that isn't that like, I know Bungie's involved in some way. They're not fully involved in it, but like, what other game has ever done anything like this that has also been so bad at times?
No other game has, but a TV show has.
A TV show has, yeah. Which one are you talking? What TV show?
Oh my god, why did I just forget the name? Disney Channel, the Mystery Shack.
I can't remember.
Gravity Falls.
Yes. Okay.
And Gravity Falls had a big ARG that led to a statue in the middle of the woods of the main like bad guy Bill Cipher. Like, it was like a massive like statue, and I think it's still out there. That's awesome. Yeah. Like, engage your audience, like get people to do stuff.
Yeah. But then the game's so bad.
What?
But like they do cool things like this, but then game not good. Like game need to be better.
Yeah.
No, I agree. But like things like this, like these little secrets really get, the audience going. We still don't know where it leads to. We do know that it leads to something in game. We haven't figured out what. I don't know if we're missing part of the information or things aren't just being deciphered properly. But you got to think. These guys found this in less than a week.
Yeah.
And this was like a really elaborate, like, I don't know, like the Navajo like talkers during like the World War. Like, these guys got nothing on. That was nothing for these guys.
Oh, that's a new thing. Just like the Navajo talkers.
You know what I'm talking
about.
Nicolas Cage.
They need to change the name of the movie to Navajo Talkers.
Yeah, it's definitely Navajo talkers now. With the Nick Cage and the Navajo talkers.
Here's a really good question by Palau. He's like two questions together. Do you guys think hitting max will be, and we'll end the show on this question because we've already gone really long. But do you guys think hitting max will be worth it? What's the value of hitting max? I'll answer real fast since I've played the least. My gut answer is no. My gut response is no, hitting max will not be worth it. There is no value to hitting max. Once you do, and you finish the raid, and you do it a few times, I have a feeling the DLC will be done, and then it's time to move on from Destiny again. So no, there's no value in hitting max. That's why I'm trying to enjoy the ride as slowly as I can. But you guys go. Kerry, I can't, like, you went super invisible. I haven't brought this up at all. Just keep moving. It doesn't matter at this point. But, like, it looks like you have letter tattoos all over your face. It's just like, there's just like we can see through your brain, and it's just a couple of letters, and I think that's some perfect symbolism. It's like just a couple
I don't know what to do.
There's just like a couple of letters rattling around in Kerry's brain, and that's it. Okay, anyway, so is it worth hitting max? Question by Palau on Facebook. Go.
For me, yes, because it gives me that goal to work towards, and it'll make the things I'm striving for a little easier. If I get some of the weapons that'll make these annoying quests and strikes easier, and that's all I really want. I want to be, because right now I don't really get that giant space warrior badass feeling for the most part, and I want that. That's what I want for 100%. That's what I want.
Okay, Kerry, is it worth it? Or Stefen, is it worth it?
I couldn't even answer.
I'm sorry, I can't stop thinking about my 45,000 views, guys.
I wanted to jump in, but I was like, I don't know if I could let Josh call me Kerry and get away with it.
You can't. Y'all got to correct me on that shit. All right, Stefen, is it worth it?
I think so. Mainly just to not get your ass handed to you in the higher content. Like, that's part of it. And the other part of it is, I think come the fall expansion, because it's going to be some sort of big expansion, I want that leaping off point. I want to be ahead of the curve. Because it's going to be, I mark my words, it's going to be exactly like the Taken King, where this revives the game. Yeah. The game will flourish when this DLC comes out. And sure, it might be stupid and might just be the Taken Queen, because that's sort of where we're leading towards.
Yay!
Well, whatever, man. Play your greatest hits. That's what people want to hear, right?
Yeah,
like,
I totally agree with that. Yes.
So I want that jumping off point. I want to be ahead of the curve when the full game actually launches. And yeah, I just don't want my ass handed to me in like Nightfalls and stuff. Right. I want to do the high tier stuff without really feeling like I'm worthless.
Yeah. But I guess maybe if I play it more, I'll feel like being max is worth it. But I don't know. I just don't see it right now, and maybe that's just because I haven't played the game enough. Let's check real fast. You guys want to look with me real fast to see exactly how many views my video has? Oh my God, it's at 47,000 views, gentlemen. I have peaked. Nerded Up has peaked 47,000 views on my video on the Yanni versus. By the way, if you're watching on Facebook right now and you haven't seen the Nerded Up explains Yanni versus Laurel, well then, you're in luck. Go to YouTube, search for Nerded Up, and look at my video in which has 47,000 views. It actually has 47,162 views, everyone. Go watch it. Add some more views to that view count. But I'm going to go ahead and end this thing on a high note, which is my view count on my video. So we are the Nerded Up Podcast. Actually, no, stop. Stop doing that, Josh. We are Nerded Up Broadcasting, as always, on Phantom Facebook's only live sports network. You can go find us on Facebook.com/NerdedUpPod. You can find us at NerdedUpPod on Twitter. I am Josh Beard Radio on Twitter. He is Kerry. Wait, which way? He is Kerry at Hot Ice on Twitter as well. And then he over there. Oh my God, Kerry just went. And then he passed Kerry. That is Stefen at Mazins. Stefen Mazzone at Mazins on Twitter, although he's never on Twitter and he never tweets, so I don't know why I tell you to follow him. Join us next Monday at 9 o'clock when we talk about some stuff, and it'll be real cool, and you'll like it, and it's awesome. Thank you so much for joining us, everybody. Go watch my video on YouTube, and good night.